Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of FAMcast. This is episode 19. I'm Trevor and I've got three of my co-hosts here today. I've got Tim,
Me.
Trey,
Hello.
and the beautiful Zach Wynn.
How are ya?
And we're here to talk about Battle Royale games today. That really threw me off. That's hilarious.
Oh, good.
So yeah, we're going to talk about Battle Royale games today. And just because it's kind of been in the news a lot lately, PUBG really picked up a couple months ago in popularity, and just a couple weeks ago, Fortnite launched a free version of a Battle Royale game, aptly named Fortnite Battle Royale. And with it being free, it's actually gained a lot of traction and gotten up to the user numbers that PUBG's at, last I checked. So with that being said, we're going to kind of discuss the debate there, if a company can really own the rights to a genre of game, and just kind of get into that whole debate that we've been hearing about the past couple weeks. So with that being said, I'll let you guys kick it off here.
The answer is no. All right, let's go home, guys.
No.
Good
All
good podcast.
Cool.
Good podcast.
Wrap it up. Bye, guys.
Sorry, go ahead. I know I know already Tim's got something to say.
So, PUBG came out, and I kind of fell in love with the whole game mode, right? I think a lot of people enjoy that whole you versus the world aspect of things, right? So, it was a lot of fun, enjoyed it, played it with you guys a lot. And then Fortnite came out, the actual game came out, the single player aspect, liked it, enjoyed it, thought it was a lot of fun. Then they released this Battle Royale mode, and out of nowhere, by the way, like, did you guys see that coming at all? Like,
No.
It just kind of happened. And it's funny because since it was free to play, I think first of all that helps its traffic tremendously. For a lot of people who don't want to play, pay $30 to play this game, that's boom, free to play, which is awesome. But I really liked Fortnite to begin with, like the actual game Fortnite, and I really enjoy what they've done with a Battle Royale mode inside of that game and inside of like what that game does for it. So me personally, I really enjoy Fortnite, super enjoy PUBG, but I'm not one of these people who's upset, oh, Fortnite is a ripoff of PUBG, because, I mean, it kind of is, but at the same time, it's a whole genre, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Zach, you want to go?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Tim, you're wrong. No. So I totally agree on the fact that you can't own a genre. I think it's ridiculous. I mean, PUBG isn't even the original Battle Royale game. It's just the one that came along and did it better than the past couple iterations before it got super popular. So yeah, Fortnite, I feel like comparing it to PUBG is apples and oranges. Fortnite is a fun kind of arcadey, a little wacky, crazy kind of thing, battle royale game where you can build stuff and everything. And yeah, I mean, it owes a lot to PUBG, but it was a game before that, and then all they did was added 1 versus 100 or 1 versus 99 multiplayer or whatever. I don't know, man. I would say that I don't know that there's a lot to say about the people that are Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place. The people that are saying that you can't have Fortnite because PUBG exists and that PUBG is the battle royale game and you can't, they're just ridiculous in my opinion. Like, you can't own, as Tim already said, you can't own a genre, you can't own a whole game mode basically,
Right.
unless it's, I mean, I don't even know how that would get into it with copyrights and stuff, but I'm pretty sure they don't have battle royale copyrighted. That'd be ridiculous. I mean, the whole premise, I'm pretty sure, is based on an old Japanese novel, if I remember correctly, which they made a movie off of. And I don't know how old the book is though. But anyway, I just think it's ridiculous. I think that as far as the debate of whether you can own a game franchise, or if not franchise, genre, is ridiculous. I understand why people want to have it. I don't think it's so much that people want to have it though because they're like, well, they own it. They're just called Fortnite, a bunch of, or Epic Games, I guess, a bunch of people that are ripping off the PUBG formula, which I guess to some degree, yeah. I honestly think though, from this point out, having seen the success of PUBG, we're only going to see more battle royale games.
Right.
I mean, that's just the logical. It's like Call of Duty blew up. And then, everything's a shooter with a progression system. Ooh. World of Warcraft blew up, which actually technically, before World of Warcraft, there was EverQuest.
Ultima?
But then World of Warcraft... Oh, there's Ultima and EverQuest. But then World of Warcraft came out, and then, like, everything was an MMO all of a sudden.
Right.
You know, I just think we see waves of stuff like that. I think Fortnite's a fun little game, though, but it's also really incomplete. But I like the fact that it's free. Like, that's a huge bonus to me that it's free, because...
Absolutely.
I think that's
PUBG,
the only reason why it's popular.
Oh, that's the only reason, dude. If you had to pay $30 to play the Fortnite game, the Fortnite Battle Royale, that'd be a huge ripoff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, PUBG is $30 and people are still playing it, mind you. But, like, when I first started playing in March-ish, I think, March or April, it was terrible. Like, my computer could barely run it. Hit detection was terrible. Like, you would just, like, load in and, like, there would be no houses. Like, stuff like that. That actually happened. Oh, man. That happened one time with me and some friends where they all had the buildings, but I didn't have the buildings. Like, I still couldn't walk through the buildings as if they were there. But they were invisible. And so, like, I was just like, hey, guys, there's people south of us in a building. Like, but I could drive a Jeep through the invisible buildings. And so, like, I was driving a Jeep through the invisible buildings, killing people. It was so much fun.
So, okay, I want to back this up for 2 seconds.
No, you're fine. I'm all over the place. I'm
because
Kathy.
I feel like I'm getting the sound that you're saying that if it wasn't free, it wouldn't be doing very good. Which to me makes it seem like you guys think that it's not good. And
yes.
I
That's
want
my
to disagree
opinion.
with this. So when we get to that, yeah.
Well, let's let Trey do his spiel.
Trey.
Sorry, Trey. Let's let Trey give his opinion, and then let's let Trevor give his very small opinion.
Oh.
Okay, let me back that up because Trevor has not actually played PUBG, but I'm interested
That
to
we
hear
know
what
of.
Trevor. Yeah, that we know of. And secretly, he's like rank 5
He's actually
in
Doc.
the world.
Right.
Yeah, he's Dr. Disrespect. You know, I've noticed that jawline, Tim or Trevor. So sorry. Anyway, I want to hear what Trevor has to say because Trevor doesn't have a lot of experience, and I'm kind of curious how he feels about battle royale games as someone who's only played the Fortnite stuff. But anyway,
Sure.
go ahead. You go ahead, Trey, because I'm done pretty much.
So I agree with the whole not owning the game genre.
Yeah.
Like that's dumb. Like you could say like, oh, Halo's a ripoff of Call of Duty and vice versa, but they're two completely different games. But I feel like PUBG, obviously stole from another game, stole from another
H1Z1.
game.
Yeah.
But on top of that, it's like PUBG's just doing it better. The games are just so much more intense. And then Fortnite came along, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll feed off of that too." And I'm just I'm a little iffy on the game. It's all right. I agree with you. The whole arcadey feel, and like you kind of pick up and just play it, and it's like short matches. But we'll get into the insides of each of these games. But I totally agree with the whole owning a genre thing. That's not what the issue is for me. Trevor, what do you think?
So I'll start off saying the exact same thing everyone else has said. I don't believe you can own a genre of game. I don't really understand the debate behind that either. Like I just don't see the logic behind it. There's so many games that are influenced by other games, and I understand that this one in particular, it's very similar. Like you come in on the bus or the plane, whatever it is, and you parachute down to whatever area you decide to go to. So, I mean, it's very identical. I can get that part, but it's just like playing in any other game mode, like capture the flag or, I don't know, elimination.
Uh-huh.
It just doesn't make sense. But with that being said, I have only played Fortnite Battle Royale, and I had fun. I know we only played that one time, but we played quite a few matches, and I had a really fun time. I still don't think I got the full experience. Like there's a lot like the building that I didn't really get to experience, but just running around with your group was a lot of fun to me. I'm a very I'm a social gamer is the term that Zach likes to use. So I wouldn't enjoy playing that game by myself by any means with random people.
Right. But
playing with you guys, it's a lot more fun. When we're in chat, we're deciding where we want to go. that's what makes that game fun to me. And since I haven't picked up PUBG yet, just waiting for it to go on sale or whatever, whenever I decide to pick it up, it's something that I can play with you guys in the meantime. So I had fun with it. I know it's an incomplete game. You can definitely tell it's incomplete, but I think the big draw is that it's free. And with a lot of people watching PUBG on Twitch and wanting to get into those kind of games, like kids specifically, I'm sure that don't have the money to spend on PUBG, or maybe kids like me to where their parents won't allow them to play games with more realistic violence. This would be a good game for them to get into because they don't have to pay anything, and it's more that arcade feel like Trey was talking about.
It's got a real cartoony look to it.
Yeah,
it does,
so the
and I think
is
that's
a little more acceptable.
For sure, and I think that's a big
violence.
draw for some people. Like some people might not like realistic looking games, and are like, oh no, I like the way that this game's stylized.
Yeah.
I like this game more than PUBG.
Yeah, they're definitely marketed, I feel like, towards two different style of gamers.
definitely.
Yeah.
And Tim, I don't think that Fortnite is a bad game. It's incomplete. They took the framework of Fortnite, the base defending, adventuring shooter, third-person shooter, and then they kind of stripped away some of that and then added in the Battle Royale thing. The thing is like, have you ever been to a restaurant that used to be a KFC or a Wendy's or a Burger King?
Yeah.
Like there's this Asian restaurant that we went to one time that I can't remember, the bento place. It used to be a Wendy's. Like
Oh
you
yeah,
just tell.
Bento Go.
Bento Go, thank you, in Columbus. You can tell it used to be a Wendy's or a Burger King when you go in there. It's like, yeah, it's a different restaurant. It's got different tastes, but the building is the same. And so, like, Fortnite, it's still Fortnite, and it's never going to be a Wendy's. Like, I feel like Fortnite is never going to be a PUBG, just because the stylistic differences.
But that's good.
It's not a bad thing, and that's what I'm getting ready to say. Is it's not a bad thing. The bad thing is, for instance, the inventory system needs revamped because the way they have it now is clunky and it's slow to change out. I don't like the spread on the bullets, but that's a personal preference thing too. Like, as far as the arcade feel goes, though, like, that's okay to have it in there. Like, some of the complaints I've heard about it, people are taking it and comparing it way too much to PUBG or one of these, like, more realistic shooters. You have to understand the frame in which it's built. That being said, I would like to see them do more with it because they do kind of, I don't know, like, Fortnite's a bigger game. Epic Games is a bigger game studio.
For sure.
Well, maybe Fortnite isn't a bigger game, but Epic Games is a bigger game studio. They have more money to throw at things. And, I feel like with the kind of more fun feel to it via the more serious feel, you can do more and not have to worry about balance issues as much as, like, if PUBG adds a new map, then everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, the one side of the map is just too much. Yeah, anyway, so you get a lot of that. But I definitely think, for me, PUBG's the better game. But I'm open to the premise or the idea that Fortnite can be a good game to someone else. It just needs more. What blows me away is how you killed a whole freaking team with a controller when they were all using mouse and keyboard. But
that's because I'm good. That's
because they don't have
separate
ranked
thing.
servers yet. Is the reason why that is. Because so far as I know, they don't have any type of MMR.
No, I bet Tim will whoop some ass against
and once you get used to a controller, like, I make fun of you, Tim, but, like, if you're used to a controller, you're probably always going to be better on that controller versus if you were on a mouse and keyboard, unless you played on a mouse and keyboard a bunch. Like, it takes a lot of time to get used to one over the other, rather. But I think they're really good games. I think they're a lot of fun. I'm so excited to see what else comes out of it. I'm excited to see new PUBG maps. I'm excited to see new Fortnite maps. I'm excited to see new styles of game modes. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not a game developer, so I don't really have any ideas.
Right.
But I'm excited to see where the Battle Royale plan goes, because I would love to see, like, an all melee Battle Royale, or like a fantasy. A fantasy, that would be so much fun. Like a fantasy battle royale where, like, there's fireballs and shit. I don't know how that works. The nerd inside of me is, right. But yeah, anyway, I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Trey, why don't you go? Because we know Tim is going to take our counterpoint. So Trey, what do you think about Fortnite as far as, like, it being a complete or a good game?
Oh man, I don't like it that much just because of the arcadiness to it. Like the short games are great, and that's awesome if you like shorter games without the intensity. But like you were talking about the bullet spread, and I didn't like that a whole lot. The inventory was kind of stupid. And yes, it's a new game and they're working on it, but oh man, it's turned me away almost instantly.
Yeah.
Granted, I had fun playing with you guys, but at the same time, I was like, I don't want to play this anymore. Unless we're playing with each other, then that's fine. But
Yeah. No,
I'm not playing
totally,
it by myself.
I'm totally with you on that.
like I would with PUBG, because PUBG is like it's intense. Like the audio is super good. You're listening to everything. There's no like treasure chests that are like blocking out other sounds,
Yes.
which is very unique to Fortnite.
Yeah.
But PUBG just has
I don't
that
wanna
intensity. That
Yeah, I don't want to fuck with the treasure chest. I'm sorry, I'm totally interrupting you. I don't want to fuck
No, you're
with
fine.
the treasure chest, though.
Right,
It's
exactly.
like, oh, if you don't find a treasure chest, you're screwed because so-and-so jerk-off face found a treasure chest. He's got a sniper rifle now. And I mean,
Right.
don't get me wrong. I mean, it's luck of the draw in PUBG too, but
for sure.
I get a little grumpy about it. Anyway, go ahead.
I just feel like there's not a whole lot of like risk taking in PUBG, because you could have a pistol and mow someone down like Tim did, compared to someone who could have a shotgun and hit you with one bullet of the spread and only do a little bit of damage while they're pistoling you down, and then you die, and it's just like what how does that work? But
Yeah.
that's fine. But to me, the main thing is the intensity of the games, of the matches. Yes, they're short, they're sweet, they're great, but I think the longevity of like building this artillery of yours and then like going out into the wild and like hunting other people down, it's just so much more fun. And there's vehicles in PUBG that Fortnite doesn't have.
Yeah, that's kind of a big sell. I mean, the map's smaller in Fortnite, but man, like the vehicles to me, I don't know, man. Like the circle comes on so fast.
Right.
It really requires you to face the game differently. I don't know. Tim?
All right, I had
And-
to. Oh, do you have another thing?
I'm
you'd
gonna say
like to
one
add?
last thing.
Oh,
I will
I'm
give
sorry.
I will give Fortnite the plus that it's not in Russia compared to every other survival game out there. And I don't understand that, but go ahead, Tim.
Okay, so I want to throw some counterpoints your way. So
Okay.
we'll start with the first thing, the inventory system, right? The one thing I do hate about the inventory system is how do you pick up weapons. They definitely need to rework how you pick up weapons, because that is definitely a mess, at least on console. And on PC when you're using a controller, it's a mess because you gotta try to make sure you're looking at the right thing, and that part is a mess.
It's a mess with the mouse too.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Ugh.
so I'm sure they'll work on that. They need to fix that. And again, the game launched not even a month ago. It's hard to compare this to a almost 6-7 month old PUBG.
think longer than that.
So and it might be longer than that.
Sure.
So you gotta keep that in mind as well. Like it is new, and they'll work out the kinks like that. I'm sure. Hopefully, please do. But inventory wise, you get I think 5 inventory slots, not counting your pickaxe, right? I think that adds an element to the game that is kind of awesome because you have 5 inventory slots. You best pick what you want in those 5 inventory slots. It brings a sense of challenge, more of a challenge to it rather than, because even in PUBG you can only have 2 main guns, a melee weapon, and a pistol, right? Like that's all you can technically have equipped, and then you can just load your backpack up with all kinds of different stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I think that brings a whole different challenge to it because you can't just load something up with a ton of things. You have to really think, okay, do I want to keep this green pistol or do I sacrifice the green pistol for this health? You know what I mean? Like what do I need to do to make sure I survive and I make progress? So I'm going to do a counterpoint and let you guys respond because I think it's going to be the easiest way to do this. So to that counterpoint, what do you guys think?
Man, it's hard to make an opinion because, to me, they're different games because of the arcadiness of Fortnite to PUBG's, I don't know, real life sort of scenario, longer, like simulation, I guess you
Right.
could say.
Okay.
And to me, I can understand in PUBG having that big inventory because you're carrying, ammo for your guns, carrying the guns on top of, grenades, extra grenades, health, because you're playing a longer game.
Yeah.
But in Fortnite, you got the only slots you have, so you can have all weapons, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're sacrificing the chance of, oh, well, I'm not gonna have room for health. I won't have room for this armor potion or whatever. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's like an armor potion, yeah, which does not do anything for the shield that comes and kills you. Like, it
Right.
does not protect you against that. I found that out.
Right. Which is, I don't know. It just feels like it's just two different play styles, and I just don't like the way Fortnite plays for me.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with that. Like, to your point, Tim, I mean, it makes sense why the inventories are so different because they're completely different games. I just, like I said, the inventory, and you said it too, the inventory just needs fixed. Like, that's my biggest complaint about the inventory. I don't have a problem with the fact that you get multiple guns. I actually think it's kind of cool. What I don't like is the fact that ammo is always a goddamn issue. Whereas, like, with PUBG, like, after you've looted a few spots or you've killed a person, looted their body, usually you're okay on ammo for the most part. And I don't know, man, like, it almost, like, the idea of ammo conservation in a game that has a wide, like, with your assault rifle, the spread on it is absurd when you're firing. It's a little ridiculous because the point of the game is kind of to shoot a lot, but then they don't give you the ammo to do that. So, like, I would almost like to see them maybe take away a gun slot and give you more ammo for your guns or something. Maybe, I don't know. I also have a problem with, this isn't necessarily with the ammo, but you mentioned it, the shields. Like, in the beginning of the game, everyone drinks their shield potion that they get, right? Or if you find one.
If
So
you find
late
one,
game,
right.
after you've lost your shield, you're done. Like, there's no finding shield potions late game. Like, everyone has found them for the most part. And it's interesting because as the game goes on, you have less shield and health essentially. But everyone else is getting more as far as weaponry goes. And so, like, there's this weird not variation, but like comparison of like everyone has less health, but everyone else is doing more damage. So I don't know. I feel like the shield system needs a little looking at. But I don't know. I think I agree with Trey. They're two totally different. They're two totally different games, and to compare them is a little unfair.
Yeah, just because one's so new and one's,
Yeah.
been through the ringer and still going through that ringer.
Yeah,
But-
100%. I don't know. I don't
Well-
know. But I think as far as a genre, they're freaking amazing, and I can't wait for more games. Like, I would love to see, and make fun of me all you want to, a like Hunger Games, not a Hunger Games
Well,
ripoff or like an IP.
There
but I
is.
mean, it's perfectly slated for it, for like just bows and arrows and spears and stuff.
Right?
There is one.
Is there?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's called
Rust,
like,
right?
Wait, Rust? But Rust
no,
is
no, no,
Rust
no,
is
Rust
an
is,
actual like RPG-esque thing.
Yeah, it's an actual RPG.
Oh,
Right.
well-
There is one with
It's still kind of
crossbows
survival-y.
and stuff. Yeah,
There's a game that just came out on Xbox called The Culling or something like that.
that's it. It's the
Oh,
Calling.
yeah, the
That's been on
Calling.
PC for a while.
That's H1Z1, isn't it? Like King of the Kill, The Calling, or whatever.
It's not H1Z1, I don't think. I think it's a different company, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to look into it more. I never played it.
I played the beta of it. It was meh. It wasn't all that great. But okay, so and to make things clear, you guys are allowed to hate Fortnite. Like I'm not trying
I
to
don't hate
convince you.
it.
No, you have to like this.
Oh,
I don't
no,
hate
no,
it.
no.
I just wish I could not rubber band everywhere in that game like I do.
Right.
I guess I do it in PUBG too,
I was
but
say you did it in PUBG today.
whatever.
But
But when I'm like constantly rubber banding and I see other players rubber banding
Yeah.
and I'm trying to shoot them, it's kind of like,
But-
please fix it.
I will say, as a game mode, I think it would be cool to see more multiplayer games introduce, kind of like what Fortnite did. How Fortnite like has its main game, but now they have this separate,
Yes.
battle royale version.
Yes.
Like, can you imagine playing we've been playing the Battlefront 2 beta. Imagine just like a 100 player version of Battlefront 2.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be awesome.
Like where you're in you're like the forest of Endor or something, and you start off with hardly anything. Like, I don't know. I think they could do I hope this does pick
As
up.
a little
I hope
Ewok.
So you start off as an
Exactly,
Ewok
right.
and as a stormtrooper,
Right.
as a Jedi.
But-
yeah.
It would be so cool to, I don't know. I have a lot of hopes for this genre since it has gained a lot of traction over the past couple months.
Yeah.
That I hope we see that as just like a play mode. I'm not saying that games have to do solely that, but just as a separate play style would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, like it would be perfect for Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
I wouldn't. I would not play that. I'm sorry.
You wouldn't? I think it'd be awesome on Call of Duty, like with a Modern Warfare 2 theme, where like you just run around and you find it'd be first person. But can you imagine getting a Barrett 50 cal and like posting up on a hill and just destroying people?
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be so much fun. I don't know. I definitely think it has the feel for, or it's like who was it? Was it Trey or Tim said something along the lines of it's like a capture the flag. Like, it doesn't have to be its own game.
That's
it could
Trevor.
totally just be a game mode. Oh,
Yeah,
was it Trevor?
Trevor.
Right from the beginning? Oh, gosh darn it. I'm sorry, Trevor.
It's all good.
But I think your point is great, man. I think a lot of games could really use it to sell themselves a little bit more, which is kind of a worrisome too. Like, now does it become the tacked on multiplayer
Right.
thing of every fucking game? Because Call of Duty had that for a while, where like every game had to have some kind of multiplayer mode.
Right.
Now,
No,
and it was
just
just like, oh my god, just no.
Now just about everyone has like a kill confirm mode.
Yeah,
Right.
I actually
Right.
like kill confirm, but yeah, man, like, and it doesn't. I don't know, man. It's not the fact that it's kill confirmed or that it's another Call of Duty like esque mode or whatever. It's the fact that when people add things and they don't actually put the time and attention and work into it, like it just
Right.
becomes like, oh, we need this to sell copies, and so they throw together the shittiest looking grouping of whatever and throw it in there. Good lord.
I agree. I think it's a game mode that we probably will see in more games. It would not surprise me if Call of Duty or the next Battlefield presented something like that. It really wouldn't. But to kind of bring this back to Fortnite for just a moment, so the inventory system, like we were discussing, is kind of just myth, right?
It's trash, Tim. Get over it.
God damn it, Tim, let it go.
But I'm gonna
Hey,
bring
by
up.
the way, guys, I don't know if you know, but Resident Evil 2 has a Kickstarter going on
Oh my
right
god.
now.
Thank you, Zach. Yes, it does. It does.
Moving on.
Anyway,
jeez.
sorry, I had to say that just because.
I wasn't gonna mention that one time this whole podcast, Trevor. You blame that on Zach right there. But a couple things I like about Fortnite that separates it from PUBG, because these are kind of interesting elements. This is first off the building, right? So you can build your own little fort, right? You can build your own little thing. You're out in the middle of nowhere and you're getting shot at, just quick, put up a wall. And if you watch some people do, I mean, when they play, that's what they do. They start getting shot, put up a wall real quick. Gives you a second to kind of recoup and, okay, go in. I will say, I don't know how much Fortnite you guys have actually played. I played it a lot. I have put in a lot of time into that mode. And it still gets very intense. The matches are quicker, but when it's down to you and 4 other people, I'm still shaking with my controller, making sure, okay, I can't make the wrong move. I can't do this. I can't do that. Like, it is still a very intense situation for me. There was one time, and granted, it wasn't me who did this. It's one of those things where you die by the guy, but you instantly go spectating to that person. And I was just wanting to watch him die. That's why I was spectating him, because I wanted to watch him die. But I got to give him credit. So a very common thing to do in that game is when you're on a mountain and the circle is coming inward, is to now build floors on that mountain out into the middle of nowhere. So you don't actually have to be on the ground. You're just on your own building that you've made up in the sky that was attached to that mountain that you were on, even though the circle is, closer to you. So this guy was on the ground. The guy I was watching was on the ground, and he saw these people building this thing up above him, and he's not going to make it up there. The mountain's already past the circle. He can't even start to build up there, right? So what's he do? He shoots the 2 things connecting it to the mountain, and the whole thing just disappears, because that's what happens in Fortnite. If there's no structure to keep it there, everything beyond that structure will just disappear. And you just watch 3 people fall to their death, and he wins.
That's hilarious.
That
Oh
was
my gosh.
glorious.
I saw something really similar on Twitter today. There was a clip. It was this guy. The circle had closed in so much that it's just like a single beam of light.
Yeah.
So it's just like this one guy, and he's like in this beam of light. So he's the only one not dying, but the game's not over. So someone's still around. So he's just like, he keeps looking around like, okay, like what the fuck? I've bandaged already. This person should be dead. So finally, this dude looks up. There's a structure above him. It's what you were saying, that someone had built off from the mountain, built it to this that beam of light, and they're just up there chilling.
Yep.
That's oh my gosh, that's ridiculous.
It was insane. So the dude did exactly what you said. He shot where it was connected to the mountain, and it's just a domino effect. And so it finally gets to this guy, and he tries to shoot down at the guy as he falls, but he ends up dying too quick. So.
So, and I feel like with situations like that and a few other things with Fortnite, because like you said, they're shorter games, but I feel like there's a lot to it. I feel like when I go to a city and parachute in, it's nice that if I see 4 people around me, instead of knowing I have to go through a front door, I can just land on the roof and just, get in there through the roof and not have to worry about that. I feel like it adds. I feel like the game itself is a PUBG, but at the same time, very much its own right. And I really enjoy that game in itself.
It's a cartoon
and
PUBG.
I can also use a controller on it, which is amazing.
It's anime PUBG.
It's anime PUBG, and who doesn't like anime anymore?
Don't insult anime like that, Trey.
Oh,
Wow.
no, I'm kidding. It's
I don't
a
know.
very
Disrespectful.
cartoon PUBG. I will say that.
It's like Tim's version of anime PUBG.
It was so much fun.
Gotcha.
It's
It's like
good.
the
Yeah,
it's like
since you can't
people
do
calling
subtitles.
Avatar: Last Airbender an anime, and I'm like, it's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
Stop it.
Unfortunately. But it's fun. I enjoy
It's still good
it.
though. It's still good.
It's
But
not bad.
I'd be interested to see if they add. So this is my thought, and I know this would never happen, but it would be awesome if they start adding Husk to the mix. So
Yeah, that's
like
what-
not yeah, right. So not
Yeah.
only are you out there worrying about other people, okay, it's like, okay, guys, if we go this way, there's like, you can see on the map, there's kind of a horde of Husks over here, and we're gonna have to fight through them. But we're gonna make I feel like that would be freaking cool, kind of like what Raccoon City did, Operation Raccoon City did for Resident Evil.
yeah,
yeah.
I wish that game was good though.
I know, me too.
Dude, what if
That'd
what
be
if
another
Cap-
cool one.
Ooh, what if Capcom?
Can you imagine a Resident Evil?
Yeah, what if
battle royale
Capcom
game?
made a fucking survival game?
Ooh.
Like you had to survive. You had to
That's
survive
the only
like
game I ever play for the rest of my life, basically.
like you have to survive the bombing of Raccoon City. How
Oh
fucking
my
sweet would that
gosh!
be?
Don't
like
get
that's
me that
the
excited.
like that's the end goal of the game of like they're bombing specific areas of Raccoon City, so you have to like go to those safe
Right.
zones. Oh,
That's like
that'd be
their
so
version
sweet.
of the eye.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
my gosh!
Guys, we need to file the patent right now. That way, we can have Capcom buy that from us.
Yes.
That way they can just steal our idea.
Biohazard Battle Royale.
Biohazard.
There we
Done.
go.
Sold. Umbrella Royale. Royale.
Oh,
Oh
my
my
goodness.
Because it's gotta be Umbrella people versus stars. You know,
Right.
like
right,
make
yeah.
a team-based thing. That'd be kind of cool.
My gosh, this game could be amazing.
And now I realize I'm being silly now, but what about a Gundam Battle Royale? Trey?
That would be
With
that'd be
mechs?
silly.
in
come on.
space.
That'd be crazy.
That's silly.
Oh, that is
That's
silly. But it would be
That's
so
silly.
cool.
That's too
It'd be
much.
so cool. Oh, come on. Okay.
That's too much.
You're right.
I love Gundam.
Dropping 100 people on an island and telling them to kill each other is just fine. But
Right.
But putting
a
people
bunch of
in
robots.
let's drop you into space, 100 people in space, build a Gundam, go for it. Like that's kind of
Okay, I'm not saying
I-
build a Gundam, but like you find different Gundam weapons, maybe. I don't know. Okay,
So I know
listen,
it's
a
not-
bad idea. Go on, Trevor.
I was gonna say one thing that it kind of makes me think of, just the battle royale thing in general, is Kirby's Air Ride, and I know it's not exactly the same.
That feels
but
like a
the thought of-
stretch.
Yeah,
I know. But just hear me out here.
Okay. Let's hear him out.
So
Let's
you've
give
got
him the benefit of the
you've
doubt.
got like the same map every time, right? And all the boxes and everything, all the items are randomized. So you go around and you try and like build the best machine that you can, the best vehicle. So you go around and you're trying to go to all these places, but it's different each time you play it. So I think something like that in a battle royale game would be kind of cool. Like you were talking about mechs. So like, what if you start off as like your person and you have to go around and it's all randomized to where you have to find all these different parts for your mech. Once the time limit's over, you have all these parts and you put it together and you find out who has the best mech, whether it's like a battle or a race, whatever it is.
That'd
But
be neat.
just a different way to I don't know, kind of make the battle royale style a little different.
Trevor, just tell us you want a Kirby Battle Royale game. That's all you have to do. Just say that's what you want.
I mean, I'd be okay with that.
Just all
got that.
just
It's Kirby's
100
Air Ride.
Kirby's versus each other.
Kirby Air Ride was still one of my favorite multiplayer games.
oh, it's
And-
totally still one of my favorite for sure.
Actually, could you imagine a Kirby Battle
You
Royale?
guys can laugh all you want,
Like,
but I saw
I'm just
the
like
similarities
I'm just
there.
like thinking now, like, okay, so 100 Kirby's falling out of the sky, landing randomly, and instead of weapons, there's enemies that you have to suck up and get their power. That could be really goofy and funny.
That could be. I could see Nintendo pulling some shit like that,
I can.
especially on the
You know-
Switch. That'd be golden.
Yeah.
That would be
I was
awesome,
almost
yeah.
gonna say that sounds ridiculous, but then they made Mario plus Rabbids, so
Hey, okay, look,
anything's possible.
look.
That game looks so good, actually. I
I
really
would
want
say
to play that game.
I've heard
Mario
that game is
XCOM?
actually very good because
Yeah.
it's Mario XCOM, and I
I've
love
heard it's supposed to be
XCOM,
pretty difficult.
and I'm just like,
But I haven't played it yet.
So like,
But
what
it looks.
what other battle royale games have you guys played? Because I've played a few.
I played The Calling. I have played that, and it
Okay.
was meh. I was
Meh.
not a fan. I played I got through the tutorial. I was like, okay, this is bad. This is not very fun.
Zach, you?
I've played obviously PUBG. I played Fortnite. Duh. DayZ. I played a lot of DayZ back in the day. I know that's not quite the same thing,
It's
but
sort of.
it's very similar in the fact of like it just becomes a kill fest. But I also I've played a little bit of H1Z1, and then I played a mod of DayZ. Was it a King of the Hill mod that they had? I don't remember. It was a long time ago. It was a mod
Probably?
for DayZ, and can't remember, man. Or maybe it was like a custom server. I can't remember. But yeah, those are pretty much the game. I mean, those are the big ones though. I've pretty much only played the big ones.
Okay, so I've played a lot. I'm currently playing 2. There's one called Escape from Tarkov that my homie Leo got me into, and that's an interesting take on a survival game. And also, obviously, I'm playing PUBG. Everyone's seen it on stream, and I talk about it all the time. But the one thing about Tarkov that I like is that you have 2 characters. You play as one is a collector, basically, like your scavenger, and then
Yeah.
your other one's like your main character, which your scavenger basically is trying to beef up a lot. So you have your scavenger that goes out, collects all the stuff. You can protect yourself, and there's all these different maps that you can choose from. You collect all the stuff, you bring it back to your main base for your main character, and then your main character goes out and tries to take down other people. But on top of that,
Interesting.
there's also bots that can, like, there's 2 factions, obviously the scavengers and the hunters, and one fights over each other all the time. So you could be in the middle of a forest and you find a base. You're not sure if it's a base full of actual players or if it's a base full of bots or a mix of both. So say you're a hunter, you find a scavenger base, you go in there, you're going to get lit up.
Escape from Tarkov. Where is this?
So let me make sure I hear you out right. You first start off running around getting random boxes full of stuff. That later on, after you're done doing that, you
No.
eventually, you bring back to your person, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you bring back to your person, you build something. Depending on what you got will depend on how you are and what you can do. Then you go out and fight.
Yes.
Sounds like Kirby's Air Ride to me.
Kind of.
Oh
Sort
my
of.
God.
But with guns.
I did that for you, Trevor. I hope you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But there's not really random boxes. There's actually loot in lockers and lock boxes and desks and all kinds of stuff. There's almost everything that you look at in the game you can go and loot out of, which is pretty cool to me.
I would. Man, that does.
It's
sound
kind of
neat.
because I used to play Arma 3.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
All those zombie
Wow.
mods for that. Those were super intensive survival games. You had to get food and water to keep yourself alive.
That's DayZ. DayZ was
Yep.
the armor mod, and it was amazing. I played a lot of DayZ.
Well, there was one before that I played. Me and Leo played it a lot,
I played a game called World War Z that actually wound up getting shut down due to copyright issues.
of course.
That
Naturally.
was dog shit.
And it wasn't very good. I'll give you that. It wasn't very good, but I had a fun time. One of my favorite video game stories ever came from that game, believe it or not. But it was fun for what it was. It was a survival-esque game, but if you log out, you're not dead, kind of thing. And I would like to see that get mixed in with some different genres. The whole battle royale aspect is really neat. But I would love a mech game, and I don't know if this is kind of how that game was, but I used to play Chrome Hounds a lot, and I would love a mech game that you're a person. And you get up in your mech and you travel, big giant world. But the whole objective is to not, die. If you get blown up, you die. That's all there's to it. There's one life. And you just kind of see how long you can survive, whether it be a day, a week, a month, be the freaking alpha, whatever. I think something like that in a mech would be a lot of fun.
Man,
Now I'm just daydreaming, though.
I think I want to flesh out this Resident Evil game right now.
Yeah,
that'd be
dude.
awesome.
That would be so dope.
Like, I'm so surprised Capcom hasn't done something like that. Like, I understand that Resident Evil in general isn't about that, but
Didn't
that'd be
stop
such a
them
cool
from making
game.
Resident Evil 5 and 6.
Oh, burn.
Man, I can get grumpy about that, but 7 is so good. So they probably
7
have
is
their hands full
fantastic.
with that.
7 was amazing.
But yeah, that would be really neat to have. If
Yeah,
only. Go ahead, sorry.
Capcom needs to get their shit together, but that's going to be another podcast. But
Dude,
anyways,
so does Konami. Oh my goodness.
I don't
They're busy
care what
making Plinko
Konami can
machines.
go.
I don't want to talk about
We'll
that.
talk about Konami some other time.
Fair enough. When good companies go bad.
Right.
Right. I will never forgive them.
Video game companies gone wild? What? I mean, huh?
Funny.
There's a podcast.
There we go. I think people are looking at this whole PUBG versus Fortnite thing as like a copycat situation, and I think that people just need to think of it as Fortnite complementing PUBG.
Right, that's what it should. I agree with you 100%.
Yep.
If anything, that's what it should be. It's a compliment.
I don't
Like,
think
hey,
it'd be
you
such
guys
a
made a
big-
really good game. We're gonna try it out ourselves.
Right.
I don't think
If
it'd
it
be
fails,
such a
it
big
fails.
issue if PUBG hadn't said something about it.
Oh,
If
yeah, that's
Blue
true.
Cell or Blue Hole or whatever the fuck their name
Blue
is.
Blue Realm, right? No, it's Blue Hole. It is Blue Hole.
It is Blue Hole.
Yeah.
If they hadn't said something along the lines of, "Hey, it's kind of terrible that you guys are," I don't know though. Like I think that only helped Fortnite.
Well,
I think it makes Fortnite look good. That that PlayerUnknown's is that worried about it.
it does. One other thing to really think about is the fact that Fortnite is really the only good battle royale on console. Like, that's another thing that helped it out a lot. If PUBG would have came to console
yeah.
sooner, that might
True.
not be as big as it is. But with Fortnite being, the only real good battle royale that most
free.
gamers can get their hands on right now, why wouldn't you do that?
But the issue is console gamers don't. Okay, this is gonna
What
probably
console
catch some
gamers say?
fire.
What?
No, I was gonna say console game. No, this is a compliment. Console gamers don't put up with dumb shit though, like PUBG puts out. Like
Oh, yeah.
PUBG took forever to fix certain things, and it's like that stuff doesn't fly for $30 on console.
It's true.
Anyway,
Unless you buy into,
that.
I still feel if you buy into the game preview stuff, it's just like PC. Like when I bought a game on game preview and it was just kind of like you tell it's buggy and stuff, I knew what I was getting to. That's the whole point of game preview. You're getting into a
Yeah.
beta. So when you buy into a beta, which Fortnite is still technically a beta, and it's going to be a beta for probably a little bit, that's what you're buying into. Even the full version of Fortnite still I think a beta, right? That's still not even launching until next year, I believe.
What?
that's
Yeah.
true.
Oh my
Technically-
gosh.
Technically,
They need to
Fortnite
focus on their
is-
main game first.
right?
I'm okay
It's
with this
the
game.
main game's pretty solid actually. Like it's pretty much put together. I don't know. I think it's a way for them to get more money through because it's like it's quote unquote beta right now, but in is it March or February?
It's one of
Basically,
those.
sometime next year they're going to be launching the free to play version. So in order to play it now, you had to pay for it. And I don't know
But you
why
get more
I'm
stuff.
talking like that, but yeah. So you do get more stuff, but it's also a way for them to make more money.
I mean, if you want to
Founder
play
packs and all that.
if you want to play Battle Royale, you don't have to pay for anything, right? If that's all you care about, it's free to play. Go download it and play it, which is great. If you
Oh,
want to play
yeah,
the
yeah.
core game, it's you get these llama packs and stuff, for signing in and doing it. Like you get a decent chunk of extra stuff,
Tim,
and
you
do
do
get to play
get
it early.
you do get some stuff. You're 100%, but you're forgetting one thing. It's a game company. Their goal is to make
Oh
money.
yeah,
And so there is a form of paywall there where if you want to have better gear, you're gonna have to drop some cash. And
Well, it's
I'm
just
not,
like
I'm not
Hearthstone.
arguing and saying Fortnite's a bad game. I actually think it's a lot of fun. I just think they make it too. Oh, Hearthstone, 100%. The issue is Hearthstone. It's Blizzard, and Blizzard's a known entity. It's founded. It has a foundation, and they can do some stuff like that. And I feel like they don't make it so impossible. Like, not only can you earn money to buy card packs, but you can also disenchant your cards and build new card packs. But also, the entire premise of a collectible card game is that you're going to have to buy packs. Like, if you play Magic the Gathering, obviously you do, you're going to have to buy cards. Whereas, like, for Fortnite and shooters, that's not the premise behind them. the premise behind them is build stuff and shoot things,
Right.
and unlock new things. And then when you're like, oh, by the way, here's this whole thing. It's like For Honor. Like, For Honor is a great game. I love For Honor. But then they add, and I think most of it was cosmetic anyway. Although, like, if you wanted to upgrade something, you had to use steel and such. So if you ended up upgrading fast, you'd run out of steel and you'd have to grind for it. Anyway, long story short, like, For Honor is a great game that was largely hurt because of two things: a paywall and its servers. And the servers is this whole issue. But,
Server's the main issue.
Yeah. But yeah. Sorry, that wasn't a dismissive.
No.
Yeah. It was just I agree with you. So yeah, I'm not knocking. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying Fortnite's a bad game. I'm just saying that it is what it is, and I think that we've already had a podcast on
Paywalls
and DLC and stuff,
And on Fortnite.
on Fortnite.
Well, it wasn't a podcast. That was like a discussion.
It was a thinking out loud
discussion.
discussion.
Thinking out loud. Yep.
So we're rehashing old territory.
I just think if you're gonna throw something out that like at Fortnite, like, well, they make money on this. You're right. I mean, but any free to play game has to make money, and when it becomes free to play, you don't have to spend a dime on it. But just like any other free to play game, they're gonna want to make money somehow. And why wouldn't they?
Yeah, but what I was saying though is not so much that they're sorry, I'm taking us down a rabbit hole. I'm not saying that it's free to play, they have to make money. I totally get that. I totally am fine with that. My thing is, it's free to play. If you want to play it with your friends, guess what? You've got to drop $40 on it. So it's not free to play anymore.
Well,
now I'm paying to play it, and I have to pay to unlock things. If it were free to play from day one, that's a whole different story. And my issue is it doesn't seem like it's a beta game. Like, it seems like it's pretty much and I'm not talking about Battle Royale, I'm talking about the actual game itself, Fortnite. It feels like a fully fleshed out game with a campaign, and it has some things they could probably fix, certainly. But it's a full game that I'm paying for, and then I have to pay to unlock more loot. And it does give you a bunch of loot when you start, which I'm totally fine with. We're getting a little sidetracked because
We are.
I feel like you feel like I'm dissing the game, and I'm not. I'm just pointing out something that I feel like is a problem in the gaming industry, and I guess people forget that game companies are just trying to make money, and sometimes I think gaming companies forget about the user in the process,
Right.
and that's why I think what Fortnite did. But I will say this: I'm excited to see what things Fortnite Battle Royale mode adds to the customization options, or like because at some point they have to make some kind of character
agree.
customization.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yep,
Something
I
like that.
agree
I like
100%.
that.
There has to be a
Sorry, I
reason
gotta
for me to
stop.
win, right?
Yeah,
there has to be a
yeah,
reason
yeah.
for us to do those things, or else what's the point? Because that's the thing I'm winding into getting to right now is I'll play it, but there's like not really a point other than just that self pride at this point. That's it. That's the only point of playing
Yeah.
it right now. Is to where in PUBG you get money to buy things that you'll get the same shirt 7 times for, but it doesn't matter. At least I'm gaining something.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, you're 100% correct about that too. I have the same goddamn pair of cargo pants that I've probably opened out of the last, I have 6 of them out of the last probably 20 boxes I've opened. It's so annoying.
Yep.
Anyway,
I got my rad plaid shirt. Okay.
I love that plaid
Thank
shirt,
you.
other than the fact you stand out. Like, the yellow outfit is the stupidest
tracksuit?
thing in the it's so cool, and I want it so much.
What was
but
based
then it's
off of
Game of Death, right?
Yeah, it's
Wait, is it Game
Battle
of
Royale.
No. The
It's
yellow
based off Battle
tracksuit?
Royale. Yeah, it's like
No,
the Japanese the movie the Battle Royale movie.
I thought that was based off of what's the Quentin Tarantino movie?
Kill Bill? Or not
Kill Bill,
Yeah,
which is
No.
based off of the tracksuit that Bruce Lee wears in the movie Game of Death.
right.
I'm fairly certain that all of the suits that they put in were from the Battle Royale movie from Japan.
I thought it was just the skirt, but I will find out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
Any other thoughts on these battle royale things? Trevor, you've been quiet. Any other thoughts? Anything you want to input?
No, man, I've stepped back specifically just because I don't have experience with both, so I don't want to speak out of inexperience. So I put in my 2 cents as far as how I feel about the 2 games, Fortnite how I feel about the one game, I should say, Battle Royale.
My final 2 cents, I guess, on the whole category is going to be, I think it's a great game type. I'd like to see more games implement it. Capcom,
Right.
please make that game. For the love of God, make that
Right.
game.
And come to us. We'll play test it. We'll help you out with it.
But with that, I think between PUBG and Fortnite, both extremely good games, absolutely good games. I don't think either one. I think Fortnite definitely has more things they need to work on than what PUBG does now. But again, it's only been out for a month. I enjoyed both thoroughly. I can't wait to see what they do with Fortnite. Like you were saying, I hope they add custom. I feel like they have to do something, right? They have to add llamas into the actual game to get you unlock things, and I can't wait to see how they evolve that. And I believe in a world where Battle Royale can be played peacefully among other games.
You believe in little black girls and little black boys playing PUBG and
Getting
you have a dream?
Yep, I had a dream.
Tim has a dream.
Just
where all the PC people and all the console people can play PUBG and Fortnite together.
Okay, real quick. This is just because it's super small. What did you guys think about the fact that Fortnite, quote unquote, accidentally let people play on cross-platform?
Oh, cross-platform?
Yeah.
I wish they would have just kept it in.
That's
and been
funny,
like,
isn't it? That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oops.
Oh,
That's
this
kind
is
of
a
a-
bunch of pride. It's just a bunch of different companies wanting their chunk of the pie,
Yeah.
and so they don't want to enable that kind of thing. 'Cause
Also,
if-
PlayStation worried about data breaches and shit, but whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
is that? Oh,
right.
yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, that makes sense because they had some serious issues before,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Just for the record, Trey, you are correct. I misunderstood what was on that tracksuit. Okay, let's calm down.
Oh, yeah.
So, in the movie Game of
Trey
Death,
knows his
Bruce Lee
shit.
has a yellow tracksuit with black stripes on the sides. And I thought that's
yes.
what the tracksuit looked like in PUBG. I don't actually own it.
iconic.
I've only ever seen it. And it is not. It has like a checkered pattern on the side, which I didn't know. So I apologize, Trey, for
It's okay.
for pushing you. I'm backing off, man. I'm backing off.
It's okay, I still love you. It's okay.
Oh, good.
Apology accepted. It's
Oh,
cool.
I didn't apologize. Did I apologize? I just said you were right. Maybe I did apologize.
Say it a little louder for the people in the back.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Trey. I'm sorry.
I'm kidding, man.
Love me, Trey. Love me.
I love you, dog.
That's all
Much
I've got
love.
to say, though, personally, about the
I'll agree
PUBG
with you,
stuff.
Tim. I think it kind of boils down to, and Zach, I guess it kind of boils down to the pride and people just being like, man, you stole my idea and you slapped your game type on it, or you slapped your game title on it. That was mine first. Then you kind of think about it, it's like, oh, that's a little childish, but it's video games, and everyone's
Yeah.
a company in video games, so yeah, that's about all I can think about.
Why can't we be friends?
Why can't we be... No, I'm not going to sing it because we're going to get flagged.
All right.
But yeah,
Cool.
Capcom, listen to
think
us.
that's
Please.
All these other survival horror, or not survival horror, but survival games, make more game types within those survival games. Like, do a capture the flag. How sweet would that be?
Right.
Awesome.
Do a, base capture or something like that. That'd be so cool.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, like, take your game titles and make them unique. Make them different from everyone else, like Fortnite and PUBG did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Can you imagine a multiplayer game that is just multiplayer modes? Which I realize I just said that and I sound like a dumbass. But I'm saying like a game that just like it has like I don't know, maybe I'm just used to games like League of Legends where it's like, hey, here's a map. This is what you're gonna play now. Here's new champions. But like it would be nice
yeah.
to have like a PUBG style game and there's PUBG mode where it's one versus whatever and you get your squad and stuff. But then it's like you had like you're saying like there are capture the flag game modes. There are capture the fort game, like I don't know, just like a game that has no single player campaign, that is just built around multiplayer
Right.
and has multiple modes that are fun, I guess is the big capture. Because
Yeah.
like some of those games, there are games that have that are multiplayer only, but it's like Counter-Strike. No one plays team deathmatch. They only play whatever the thing is called, the
bomb
plant the
thing?
bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't play a lot of Counter-Strike.
You can tell we play Counter-Strike, right?
Oh, do we?
The thing with the bomb and the
The
people.
Jello and
Oh, the Jello and the dog.
PUBG is getting a zombie mode.
Yeah, I got to play a little bit of that.
Yep.
But it's still it's like 50 versus 50, isn't it? Like half the people are zombies, half the people are people,
Yep.
or half the people are like players,
Yep.
survivors or whatever.
Hey, zombies
That'd
are
be
people
cool.
too.
They're dead people.
Did you speaking of crazy stuff, can we get a little off topic for a second?
Sure.
Did you guys see that there's people that are upset about the fact that you killed Nazis in Wolfenstein?
Oh God!
What a surprise!
No,
that
it's
not the
we'll have another
Yeah.
podcast on that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
add that to the list.
People got
Yeah.
mad at Resident Evil 5 for the same thing, so we can just that could be a whole
Well,
freaking
no,
thing. in
people
itself.
were upset about other things with Resident Evil 5. There's a difference between. I'm not even. We're
So
let's
that's
not go
all-
into it.
that's
Let's
a
not go
whole
into
other
it.
thing.
Let's not go into it.
That's a whole nother podcast.
All right.
Politics and gaming.
Right.
Oh, jeez. I don't think Tim should be there for that podcast.
Oh, I think Tim should be there for that podcast.
Damn.
Well, I think that wraps it up for this week's
Thank
episode.
you, Trevor.
before anyone gets hurt here. So I feel like a lot of these recent podcasts kind of end that way. Like I have to come in and be like, all right, Tim and Zach,
All right, break it up.
gotta break it up here. We'll see you guys next time.
Trevor, you saying
So-
I'm aggressive? Ah!
But before we jump off, though, I want to make sure everyone's aware we're doing our Extra Life charity stream at the end of the month. We'll be doing that on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/forallmanakind. We're going to be going live October 27th at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to be going 36 hours straight. So that'll be October 29th, that Sunday at 9 a.m. So we'd love for you guys to tune in. We're going to try and raise at least $1,000 for Extra Life this year. I think we can definitely do it. We've got a lot of really cool things planned, so hopefully you guys decide to stop by. Even if you can't donate, we understand, but help us spread the word, or just come in and chat with us. We'd love your support.
Yep.
But other than that, stay tuned to our podcast. They keep coming out every Monday, 1 p.m. That's YouTube, Google Play, and iTunes. And as always, we appreciate any feedback you have for us or any future podcast ideas you might want to throw our way. So definitely stay in touch there. And until next week, we'll see you guys next time.
Later, guys.
See ya later.
Bye-bye.